Welcome back to How to Be Fit Over 40 Midlife Conversations with Hicunni. We are now in week 13, and last week we started unpacking You're Allowed to Want More, Dreaming Without Shame. So the dream continues with this episode. So grab your smoothie or cup of tea and join the conversation. Let's go. Hey there, welcome back. So, we started the conversation with dreaming without shame. And during that podcast episode, we started to unpack more about that. Just reminding you that it's not greedy to dream, it's not selfish. And also, I provided a journal prompt for you to just reflect on some things. And so, to really get a sense of what I was talking about, you want to go back to that episode 294. So I have some news. We are now over 300 episodes here on How to Be Fit Over 40 Midlife Conversations with Hicunni. So if you haven't seen those extra episodes, some of those are part of the premium subscription, the coaching subscription. And that is for those that have decided that they want to go a little step further and get some more space, have some space held for continuing the journey of dreaming big through midlife and just being that change and getting that extra support. And so it's set up like a mini coaching. So if you've ever been to a coach, it's kind of like bite-sized coaching nuggets. And I provide tools and resources as well, which I just noticed, you may have noticed that there were a couple of things that I accidentally shared. I didn't know that you could see the details in the show notes. So I became aware of that some days ago. And so I had to remove the links to some of the resources out of that because that's only for those that have a paid subscription. So if you are interested in becoming part of that inner circle, it's very low cost per month. There's no commitment. So if it becomes overwhelming to you, you could always cancel it. But I'm telling you, this is a game changer. Where else can you get bite-sized coaching, access to a trained coach via the actual podcast subscriptions, email, and Voxer? If you don't know about Voxer is a voice texting system, and you can add resources and all types of things. So it's very, very worth it. I have all the information in the show notes. So let's get back to the podcast. So with this episode, and you may hear a little bit in the background, I just finished eating my lunch and I got some water. So I'm a little I'm shuffling around a little bit. So I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves and making sure you get those great meals in as well. One thing I'll highlight, I had some roasted sweet potatoes. I don't know if you like those, but I really like roasted sweet potatoes. And I forgot I had some in there. I was like, oh man. So I usually like to peel them and then I chop them up. And then I like a sweet and savory. So I'll mix different like garlic, garlic powder, or like granulated garlic, onion powder, also some pepper, some type of herb like basil, something like that. So I like to mix all that, some sea salt, Himalayan sea salt, mix all those things together. And I can't remember exactly what I had in the mix for this particular mix because I used it for something else. I put it in a container and I had used more and made up my own mix. So I just sprinkled some of that on there and added some extra pepper, black pepper. And you roast them in the oven. I put it on like 375 and I'm not sure how long I was just doing something else, but so good. And just for a snack, that's not all I ate. That's a bunch of different things, random things I won't get into that I ate. But just reminded of my snack that I had that I've been wanting to eat again is the chickpea snack where you roast the chickpeas and they're like crunchy in the oven. So those are two little highlights that I want to In midlife, you look for those little snacks and little things that bring you joy in your meals that kind of zhuzh up your meal a little bit. So, if you like hearing more about things like that, let me know. Send me a message. I'm on Instagram at Coach Keeney, and you can send me a message and let me know. We can chat it up there. So, let's get back. I said that already. Let's get back to the podcast. And sometimes we need these random conversations. That's why it's like midlife conversations, because we may go off somewhere else and then we'll come back. So I want to kind of unpack the affirmations that I shared. And I have some of the same things that I shared last week. I'm going to share those on social media, and I've already kind of cut those little into like bite-sized pieces of content that I'll share over social media. But I wanted to highlight these affirmations because I know a lot of times we have access to everything. We already had Google. I mean, if you're in my generation, you may have gotten access to Google or come into knowing more about Google when you were in college. I mean, that's when I got my first email was in college. And I was like, oh, I like Google. And I started bookmarking everything. I mean, it turned me into a digital hoarder. I mean, I kept all kinds of things, recipes. I'm like, oh, I don't have to look in the book for recipes or copy them because I had copies of recipes and stuff. Like, I still did that too, but it was just so much. So, like, having these affirmations, they may seem like, I can get some of those somewhere else. It's easy. I can get them anywhere. But I want to unpack the ones that I shared so you can get a feel of why I actually shared these. And these are just a few to keep you focused as you dream big. And so, one of those that I shared was, I am safe to want more. So, this is getting to that grounding aspect of feeling more grounded in yourself and feeling like you do deserve it. You may have grown up where it was not wise to ask for things, or parents or whomever may say you're always begging. Have you ever heard that? I've heard parents say stuff like that. So as that kid gets that ingrained, as they become older, they may not want to ask for things, thinking that they're begging. I'm here to tell you that it's okay to want things. Okay? Now, when I say that, you don't just want to go all wild and just buying all kinds of things. And if you can't afford those, if you tuned into previous episodes, I talked about adding joy to your budget. So that's where you can add that joy when, as time allows and you have taken care of your main things, then you want to start expanding more because you don't want to add extra stress by buying all these things, and that's not in your priorities of what you are or should, based on your family's goals, should be focusing on. So just letting you know that you are safe to want more. You are. The next one was, my vision is valid even if it looks different from others. So this means that we are not all the same. We are not all the same. Everybody's vision looks different. Just because someone may have 10,000 followers versus someone that may have 100, that doesn't mean that their vision is small. Those 100 may be the most faithful subscribers. They may be the ones paying $500 to $1,000 per month, as far as whatever the business is. Maybe it's a subscription service or it's coaching. Those 100 may be the people that are like driving this huge multi-million dollar company. But just because they have that small following, you may think that's all you think you see. You equate that with the quantity with the quality of what's being brought. The one with the 10,000 may not be doing anything. They may just be just putting stuff out there and are not living their best life. So you can't really judge based on what you see. And it goes back to focusing on what you need from all of this. Your vision is valid. Remember that it's valid. Next, I honor my past while expanding into what's next. So this is just a reflection. So if you've reached midlife, you're at least 40 and beyond, you can reflect on the things that you've gone through and how you've made more improvements, the learning experiences that you've gone through, because we know the failures that we say, put those in quotes, are mainly learning experiences. And so you honor that you went through XYZ to get you here. And it's made you stronger, it's made you wiser, sharper, it's giving you more skin in the game, right? And a few others that I actually shared. I have some little quote cards that I was sharing on Instagram. And so every small action I take honors the bigger life I'm creating. So this helps you decrease your overwhelm and just remembering to focus, because it's those small little steps that you're taking. It's a reminder that you're one more step closer to the bigger picture, the life that you want to create. Being reminded, I deserve joy, clarity, and abundance without burnout. This supports your balanced dream. You are focusing on all these things. It doesn't mean you have to run yourself into the ground. You deserve all of those things. You don't have to spend 10 hours creating something in Canva to experience joy. I'm talking to myself, clarity and abundance. You can have that balance, whatever it looks like. It may look like chaotic balance, but whatever that looks like to you. Does that make sense? And then the other one I shared was, it's never too late to realign, reset, or rise. This is timeless. It's never too late. You're not too old. Look at all the people that have created these businesses and started new careers and connected with new partners and just done all the things at a later age. It's powerful just to see the growth and the progression when people start sharing some of their stories, or if you've read about different stories of people that have had great success. Remember that success looks different to everyone. It's different. So it's going to look different from, what you're doing. And my favorite one of all time, the version of me I'm becoming already exists. I am aligning with her daily. This is all in embodiment. You're free to embody your entire self, tuning in and tapping into that internal intelligence. Everything you need is already within. You are just reminding. We have forgotten. We have been disconnected through all the distractions. We need to be reminded of who we are and why we began at the beginning. Anyways, and then replacing those negative, low vibe things with more positive, uplifting, higher vibe things, so we can continue to elevate and move to our next thing. All right. So I just wanted to unpack this just a little bit, and let me know if this lands with you. Let me know if this is something that you've been dealing with yourself and you've been wanting to continue your dream. Maybe something pulled you away and you need to get back to that. And so maybe this was your reminder. So I'm here to support you in everything pertaining to what I'm talking about. I'm not just spitting out stuff. If you have a question, if you want to reach out to me, I'm on most social media channels. Of course, I've provided my information here. There's a number in the show notes. You can now leave like a fan mail type thing through Buzzsprout where you can send me some information. I haven't gotten any fan mail. Maybe I haven't talked about that a lot. You can send fan mail. Someone send me something so I can see how it works. And we can use that as another little channel just to connect. So super excited. I did a soft launch and then now it's completely live. My new Shopify store, howtobefitover40.com. So it's your go-to hub for midlife fitness and wellness. And there are some fun things on there. I have some of my shirts that I've created, my book, my latest book, How to Live in Time, 33 Lessons Learned. I have that in a digital format, so it's actually more cost effective if you were looking at the cost wise. If you want to get the digital copy, that way you can, and it's a quick read, it's more like a manual, so it would be a great addition to your other PDFs that you have. Also on there are some things that you can use for massages. There are some like fitness equipment on there. So it's something for everyone to support you throughout your midlife journey. I'm super excited about this store. It would mean the world to me if you could find something, for your friend and let me know how they like it. And so I'm super excited. This is something dear to me because I've always wanted an online store. And so I've done like little versions trying to, get things together in the past with it. So it's never too late. And so now going on 46, I've decided to go ahead full force and I launched my store. I'm super excited and I will be adding new items weekly. And so right now I have a good bit of things for you to choose from, some fun stuff. So I can't wait for you to share what you purchased. So until next time, it seems like, 1717, look that up. What does that number mean to you? 1717. Because I looked at my timer and it was 1717. So we have been chatting it up for a while now. And so I'm going to say until next time, nutrition is more than what you eat and the weight that you carry. Talk to you soon.